Hey there, Miles Berdash here to let you know it's another beautiful day in paradise and the perfect day for you to perfect your visual message and share your fierceness with the world. I can help you do that. Welcome back to my 4-video series from bedroom to boardroom to broadcast in 20 minutes or less. And welcome to video 3, the top 5 visual message mistakes women are making on camera and how to correct them. In this video, video 3, my goal is to arm you with the skills to perfect and refine your visual message and show up, particularly on camera, as the very best version of yourself. So I'm going to share with you some of the things that I see happening on video that just don't create that simple, classic, timeless image that will attract your ideal clients. Again, these things I'm going to share with you are based on 30 years of experience in helping to create signature looks for celebrities and brand campaigns. I know what works for camera. I know what attracts and captivates your ideal audience. But more importantly, I know what doesn't work. And it's what doesn't work that will break that precious 3-second window you have to make a lasting first impression and engage your target market. So let's get started on video 3, the top 5 visual message mistakes women are making on camera and how to correct them. At number 5 on the top 5 visual message mistakes women are making on camera is not taking time for makeup and hair at all. See, this is a problem for 2 very different reasons. One is that makeup is an absolute necessity for camera because, like I mentioned before, lighting is what washes you out. And the main purpose of makeup on the skin for camera is that without it, the light just absorbs into the skin, rather than bouncing back to the camera with the visual information that it needs. This is why you sometimes see photographs of a group of friends and there's always that one friend that looks washed out or like a ghost. That's because the flash absorbed into the skin rather than bouncing off of the makeup back to the camera with information. Now, with that said, this is exactly why men and women both have makeup on for TV, film, and print. It's not just something that women need to do, it's anyone who wants to be on camera. As for hair, it's not necessarily that nicely styled hair is a necessity for camera. It's because dry, frizzy, unkept hair is just unflattering, right? Which brings us to the second reason why not taking time for makeup and hair at all is a problem. See, in today's reality TV frenzy, I think that many people are left with the idea that au naturel is somehow being authentic. And while that may be true in some settings, like yoga class or sitting at the pool, in advertising and marketing, which is what we're doing here, it is not. And I assure you that each and every reality TV show has a whole crew of makeup artists and hairstylists working on the set. So to be blunt, reality does not sell. To prove my point, think back to the last Carl's Jr. ad that comes to mind. Did they show you a slightly overweight truck driver shoving a hamburger into his mouth, face drenched with barbecue sauce while a little bit of barbecue falls onto his grease-stained t-shirt? No. Well, why not? That would have been reality. Well, because that wouldn't have sold even one hamburger. So what did they show you instead? A bikini model lying on the beach, shoving a hamburger into her mouth, while a little bit of barbecue sauce delicately drips onto her breast. Is that reality? Because I've never met a single bathing suit model who frequents Carl's Jr. And trust me, I've worked with quite a few of them. No, they chose her in that setting because they knew it would sell hamburgers. In fact, they made more hamburger sales off that one commercial than almost all of their other commercials combined. And here's the really troubling part. Women is who made up a bulk of those sales. Don't even get me started on the psychology of that. The point is, consumers, or in your case, clients, aren't looking for reality. They're looking to work with someone who represents what they would like their life to look like. That's not my opinion. That's just the facts of marketing. That's why the billion-dollar cosmetic industry uses teenage models to sell skincare. Teenagers are not their target market. Older women who want to believe that their skin will somehow miraculously look 16 again is their target market. Reality does not sell. So to recap, 1, the camera absolutely requires makeup to even look natural. And 2, because your ideal client is going to be more attracted to a simple, polished appearance. And because of these 2 reasons, not taking time for makeup and hair is in the top 5 visual message mistakes women are making on camera. Now, how do you correct this? Well, we're going to cover that on the demo part of video 4, from bedroom to boardroom to broadcast, in 20 minutes or less. But for now, let's move on to number 4. At number 4 on the top 5 visual message mistakes women are making on camera is looking too shiny. Now, there are 3 reasons that people tend to look too shiny on camera. 1, of course, is oil breakthrough, usually with a skin type that's either oily or combination skin, and it typically occurs in that T-zone area. 2 is perspiration due to the heat intensity of the lights, either outside natural light or inside studio lighting. And 3 is due to using products that have too much shimmer or glitter in them. But as far as the camera is concerned, it doesn't matter what the reason is. Shiny does not read well on camera, period. The good news is there's a super simple fix for all 3. As for oil breakthrough, they make blotting papers and blotting powders that are specifically made for oil absorption. But a super easy alternative to blotting papers is simply just taking a regular piece of tissue, folding it over the flat part of your hand, and gently pressing in and blotting out that oil. Now, I would definitely suggest using either the tissue method or a blotting paper before applying your powder throughout the day, because putting powder over an oil breakthrough is just going to leave your foundation looking cakey. Now, for perspiration issues due to heat intensity, use the same tissue technique to absorb the moisture and follow with a translucent setting powder or press powder. The reason I suggest translucent powders is because layering colored powders on throughout the day is going to alter and possibly darken the look of your foundation. And we don't want to do that because you already have a flawless foundation on. And lastly, as for products with too much shimmer or glitter, I would just avoid using these things in excess at all. They don't read well on camera, and matte colors tend to look better and more natural on camera anyway. That doesn't mean that I've never used shimmer on camera for film, because of course I have, but it's typically used very sparingly and strategically to enhance a feature on the face or body. And I'm going to show you a technique very much like that and how to achieve that in the demo part of video 4. So, whether you are experiencing oil breakthrough, perspiration, or too much shimmer in your products, number 4 on the top 5 visual message mistakes women are making on camera is looking too shiny, and it's easily correctable. And hitting the halfway mark on the top 5 visual message mistakes women are making on camera is number 3, sticking with current makeup and hair trends. Now, this one is definitely going to sound like it's coming from more of a place of personal preference rather than from a place of what just doesn't look good for your visual message. But I assure you, it is not that at all. See, every generation and decade adds their own little flair and uniqueness when it comes to fashion and style. And while these generational trends do look great in the here and now, eventually the very same trends are going to leave your video looking dated and out of touch. And the point of this series is to show you how to do a simple, classic, timeless look that isn't going to tether you to any specific decade. Give you an on-camera look that will remain relevant for years to come. Now, one area where this happens more than any other is the eyebrows. One decade will have you pencil thin and 3 shades darker than your natural hair color, while the next generation insists that a thick, bushy, stenciled brow is the look. And when it comes to eyebrows, the middle of the road philosophy is definitely where you want to be. A well-groomed, sculpted brow that fits your face and enhances your unique beauty. Another area that this happens in is the lashes, which again is a fiercely protected sacral ritual with most women, so I get it. But here's the thing. I can usually tell what decade a woman went to high school based solely on her eyebrows and her mascara. One generation will give us thick, clumpy eyelashes. Another will give us feathered lashes, but only on the top, while the next, like now, prefers the glamorous drag lashes. Now, trust me, I'm a 2-time title holder in the drag circuit. I love me some drag lashes, and I put lashes on about 90% of the women I work with, even for a natural look. But again, as with the eyebrows, middle of the road is best. A full, well-groomed, elegant lash line is always going to work best for your visual message. Which brings us to the hair, particularly colored hair. But don't worry, I'm well aware that most women, their hair is their trademark, and in most cases, it can make or break our self-confidence, and I would never suggest reining that in. But I am going to give you some things to consider when choosing your hair color. Remember, we are talking about your visual message and your business here. So, while it's important to be authentic and true to your personality, you also have to ask, does it reflect my message or distract from it? And most importantly, does it make me approachable to my ideal client? And only you are going to be able to answer these questions. So to summarize, with regard to trends, these are general suggestions to consider for mass appeal. If you look through current magazines or what's being represented on the red carpet today, you're not seeing a lot of exaggerated, trendy makeup styles or funky neon hair colors. Unless, of course, you use Katy Perry as an example, but that's because that is part of her brand. If that's part of your brand, fantastic. In this video series, I'm talking to mass market, mainstream, average business women, and trends will not serve you well if you're in that category. And this is why number 3 on the top 5 visual message mistakes women are making on camera is sticking with current makeup and hair trends. And how do you correct this? Well, just don't make current trends a part of your visual message. Leave them for the nights you're going out on the town and you want to look a little more fierce, you want to look a little more glamorous, you want to look hip, current, trendy now. That's when you use these trendy styles. Which brings us into the home stretch with number 2 on the top 5 visual message mistakes women are making on camera, and that is too much eyeliner. Now, before you blow up my inbox with lots of ugly messages, hear me out. I know that some women are very attached to their eyeliner, but there's a very good reason why this looks bad on camera, and that is this. It closes up the eye, and it makes you look like you're squinting. How you correct this and how to have the best of both worlds, a beautifully lined eye that leaves the eye open, sultry, and inviting, is to line the top lid just at the lash line. And you're going to use a small smudger brush like this to blend it out and then extend it slightly on the outside corner. But on the bottom, you're just going to gently line right in the center, in between the lashes. You're not going to draw a straight line, you're just going to wiggle it in between the lashes, making sure not to connect the 2 lines at the outer corner. And absolutely do not take your eyeliner onto the inside waterline of the eye. I'm going to show you this technique that I'm talking about in video 4, from bedroom to boardroom to broadcast in 20 minutes or less, during the demo. Connecting the lower and upper eyeliner and applying eyeliner to the waterline is what closes up the appearance of the eye and makes you look like you're squinting on camera, which is why number 2 on the top 5 visual message mistakes women are making on camera is too much eyeliner. Which brings us to number 1 in my countdown of the top 5 visual message mistakes women are making on camera. And number 1 is not dressing the package. See, I got this phrase and concept from a friend of mine and powerhouse businesswoman named Esther Wildenberg. And basically the point she makes is that if you want to be successful, dress the package, which fits beautifully with my message of perfecting your visual message. And it's right in line with what I talked about in video 1, and that is you only have 7 seconds to make a positive first impression in person and 3 seconds on your video. So dress the package. You are the brand in front of your business. So dress the package. The main problem of many videos I see on the internet today is that, like I also said in video 1, most people treat their visual message as an afterthought or not even at all. They don't take time to make sure that their image looks like the message that they're delivering or attracts the type of client that they want to work with. They don't dress the package. Are you a real estate agent that works with multi-million-dollar homes? If so, you probably look like you cater to a multi-million-dollar client. On the other hand, if you specialize in small business, commercial space, you would probably present yourself in a completely different way. Each real estate agent is going to dress the package in a way that is approachable to their target market. And what's approachable to one is most likely not approachable to the other. Another example is this. Are you a fitness coach that caters to a Fortune 500 CEO? Then you probably wouldn't dress the package like Lady Gaga going to the Grammys. However, if your target market is millennial fashionistas, then maybe Lady Gaga is exactly how you would want to dress the package. You get the point when you're talking about your appearance. But what about when you're talking about your environment of the video? See, I had a business coach once reach out to me on a video call, and he worked with a company that had some pretty high-end packages, and his office was not only incredibly messy, but it looked more like an auto mechanic's office than a high-end business coach's office. Do you think I wanted to work with him? Nope. Not only did I not want to work with him, I honestly don't remember a single thing he said to me because I was too preoccupied with his background to listen. The best way to correct this is to get crystal clear on what your visual message is and what your on-brand message is, and then make sure that they align. Maybe look at some videos put out by other women in your industry. Who would you consider successful? And see what their visual message is. Not to copy them, to see how they are dressing the package. Maybe get some ideas and make it your own. So that's it. The #1 spot in the top 5 visual message mistake women are making on camera is not dressing the package. And the best way to correct it is to get crystal clear on your visual message and to never forget you are the brand in front of your business. I hope you enjoyed video 3, the top 5 visual message mistakes women are making on camera and how to correct them. Did you learn something useful? Did I give you some things to think about when you're perfecting your own visual message? I certainly hope that I did that for you. It was an absolute pleasure sharing with you some of the hard lessons I've learned in my 30 years as a makeup artist and hairstylist, working with some of the most influential brands and celebrities and helping them to perfect their visual message and attract their target market. So thanks again for joining me on this journey, and I'll see you in the 4th and final video of this series, From Bedroom to Boardroom to Broadcast in 20 minutes or less, where you will actually get to see a full makeup and hair demo for a quick, simple, classic, timeless look. I'll see you over there.